Hey there, Tracy here, Imagine Artist in Residence. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make a very colorful picture. Today happens to be a seahorse, but how to get that color detail in there. So let's go ahead and jump into the video. Now, as you can see here, I am using multiple products. So I've got a bunch of the VersaFine Clairs, I've got a bunch of the VersaMagics, and I'll list everything that I use in the description below, because we'll be here all day me listing things. I'm using Memento, I'm using some alcohol markers, I'm using some Posca pens, I'm using a fan brush, I'm using regular pens, a white pen, and I'm using some of my Lavinia Stamps and some of my ink blenders. And let's see, I'm using my stamp platform, of course, and I'm using some other kinds of ink blenders. So just all kinds of mixed media. So I would say that this is a more advanced project, but you can do this. And here I've got some alcohol ink marker friendly paper. And I'm going to start by stamping out my seahorse. And what I want to do is I want to stamp off, because I want it very light, because I intend to stamp its final stamping in a bright color, and I want it to show through. So I'm going to grab my stamp, and this is a seahorse stamp from Lavinia. I couldn't tell you the actual name of it because I moved them years ago. Anyway, I've got my Memento ink here, and I'm going to lay this seahorse down where I want it on my card. And I've got my paper tucked there into the corner of my MISTI. So I'm just going to grab a piece of scrap paper, and I'm going to go ahead and ink up my seahorse. And then I'll stamp it off on that piece of scrap paper so that I get a very light impression, just enough so I can see to color it. So I'll stamp down here, put the lid back on my Memento, and then I'll stamp down again lightly. So I'm just giving very light pressure, but I do want to make sure I get the whole thing so that I can see all the nooks and crannies. And there we go. So keep in mind, I'm leaving my stamp on my stamp platform. I've cleaned it off, and I've just used a little bit of alcohol to clean that off. But not moving it, just leave it there. Just make sure it's good and clean so that you don't get any black on your final stamping. I'm going to pull this out of the platform and move my platform aside just so I can color it. And I'm going to be coloring high speed here with alcohol markers in various colors, just, I don't know, almost rainbow colors. And I'm just coloring willy-nilly. It's going to look weird and funky at first, but you'll see. You just have to trust the process on this. And so I'll go ahead and start coloring him. And I'm just adding color where I feel like adding color. I'm not going to make any rules here about it, just adding color. And just trying to make sure that the colors that I add next to each other can blend together, kind of, because I don't want super harsh lines. I don't mind a little bit of lines because they're going to be covered with the stamping, because that's a fairly detailed stamp there. So you do want to do this with a detailed stamp. So I'm throwing some orange in, some yellows, some reds, purples, pinks, blues, you name it, just getting the color down. And then blending out wherever I feel like it's a little bit too harsh. And so now I want to go ahead and blend in the background, and this is why we're double stamping. I'm going to use just my blending tool, and I'm just going to clean off whatever was on it last. I'm going to use my lightest blue in the VersaMagic. And I'm just going to ink blend right over top of this. Not worrying about anything about it, just getting the lightest color in the center so that I've kind of got my little seahorse spotlighted with the light color. Then I'll come in with a darker color. And this is more of a teal color. And I'll just grab my kind of teal family brush here. Tap off and pull in that color towards the center, from the outside towards the center. So I want, a lot of color on my background too, because I'm going for a colorful look here. And just coming all the way around it with that color. You could choose any colors you wanted. I've obviously chosen colors that would represent water or the ocean. you know, on a tropical ocean. And here I've got the purple hydrangea. So I want to bring in some purple, even though you don't necessarily see purple in the ocean. You will. You will. You will in my ocean anyway. So we'll go ahead and pull this purple in, and I'm not looking for perfection on my blending either. I'm just pulling the purple in and then pulling it down towards the blues so that we've got, again, a more spotlighted idea going here. And I will be trimming this paper down a little bit. And I'm not too worried if I get blending tool marks on there because I am going to be splattering it with water as well and stamping over it. So lots and lots of process to this. So now I'm going to come in with the ocean depth. And it's a very dark greenish blue. And I'm just going to kind of fill in the edges here and there. Again, making a silhouette type situation. I don't know the words. Words are hard. Just getting those colors in. Making sure that I've got a nice blend. Okay, move everything aside here. Let's see, do I want to add any more color? No. What I want to do is bring this back into my stamp platform, put it back down into that corner. And I'm going to stamp with some VersaFine Clair in Warm Breeze. That's the color that I want my Seahorse today. His majority of his color. To kind of pull in that ocean feel. I'm going to stamp a couple of times, and the point of this is to bring back that detail because you can't use alcohol markers over VersaFine Clair. It doesn't work out well. So this is the reason for the double stamping. But I want to make sure I get a nice heavy stamping on there. Okay, and I'm going to add, I think I'm going to add a little bit of the Charming Pink on around the edges. So you'll see what I'm talking about here in a moment. I'm just going to come along the edges where the little tentacles or whatever those things are on a seahorse poke out with this Charming Pink. Just to bring in a little bit of, you know, multicolor to my little seahorse. And I'll just do one layer of that. And there, I'm happy with my stamping. I've got all my nice detail back. And I've got all my brilliant colors on my Seahorse. So I'll go ahead and clean off my stamp again. And then we'll move on to the next step. Done stamping with this one. We're going to be doing some hand stamping. But I do want to get a little bit of a water effect on my background, so I am going to grab my little fan brush. We don't need that piece of paper anymore. Well, I want to add some more color first. Sorry about that. So I'm going to come in with the Mango Madness. So, you know, again, I want to add some whimsy to this because that's just who I am and what I like. So I'm going to add some of this Mango Madness here and there. Not all over it, just to bring in more color. And the reason I'm using the VersaMagic is because it is a pigment, and so it will go over those purples very nicely. And then I'm bringing in, I don't know what color this is, but I will list it down below, just in a couple of spots. And let's grab some more of this one here and bring in some more of that kind of tealy blue. This time using my blending tool versus a brush, so I can get heavier lines. And then we'll grab some more of the purple hydrangea and bring some more of that purple in. And I'm just kind of tapping and dabbing, trying not to get my seahorse. So I'll go ahead and clean off my mat here, and then we'll do the water effect. So I'm grabbing my fan brush and spraying water down on my mat, and then just splattering the water on here. So this will help those colors kind of become a little bit more cohesive. And then I'll just take a paper towel after about 30 seconds and just lift. And so now I've got kind of more of a bubbly background effect. And now I'm grabbing some of my foliage from Lavinia and I'm going to randomly stamp on there, starting with my lightest colors. So this is the Hawthorn, I think, no, Lilac Bloom. And I'm just going to kind of randomly stamp around the bottom with the lilac color. Then I'll clean it off and I'll grab another color. So I want multiple colors here. So we'll come in with the Charming Pink. We'll get some pink going in here. And use what you have as far as stamps go. This is, you know, what I have, and the Lavinia stamps are designed to go well together. So now I'm going to grab some of the Warm Breeze, and I'm going to switch out my little foliage for this kind of bigger piece of foliage. So the darker the color, the more frontmost your objects appear. And that's the point of getting the light colors towards the back and then coming in with the darker colors. And I'll come up the sides a little bit. We'll clear this off, and then I'm going to grab my smallest little foliage. Well, it's not my smallest, but the smallest in the ones I took out. I'm going to grab the Monarch, and you'll see that these become more frontmost, less in the background, because it's a darker color. And then finally I'll come in with some Twilight and finish off my little, I don't know, seascape background here, just by adding a little bit more what I'm calling seaweed. And that'll complete the stamping for this. Now I'm going to use a pre-made sentiment for this. Then I'm going to come in with my white pen and just kind of fix the eye a little bit. And this is a silver chrome pen. And I have this sped up, but what I'm doing is I'm just adding little dots all within the Seahorse, all along his little spine and just all over his body, in spots where I'm seeing spots underneath, just to kind of add a little bit of sparkle and shine. And it's hard to see on camera, but this stuff is super, super shiny. It's not glittery, though. It's metallic. So just kind of adding where I feel like it needs to be added. That's pretty much how I roll. So you can see it's got that silver sparkle to it, and that just makes him stand out even more. So now I'm going to use my Deckle Trimmer, and I'm going to trim off all of the edges, so that I can have a border on this, and I'm going to put it on a blue card base. Not too worried about that because I'm going to go around the edges as well. So I've got my little purple brush, and I'm going to grab, or purple blending tool, and I'm going to grab the Monarch and just go all the way around the whole edge of this, covering any white and creating more of a silhouette look. Or not a silhouette look, I can't say the word. Words are hard. Never mind. Just bringing more light to the center. I'm going to use my Posca pens, and I'm going to make little colorful bubbles all over this. And the Posca pens are cool because they, you know, they're opaque, and so they'll go over top of that. And I'm just grabbing color, and I don't even care what the color is, just grabbing color and making randomly sized dots all over. These are going to represent our bubbles. So let's grab some pink here. So I guess we would call this mixed media now, wouldn't we? Okay, we got some pink bubbles going. Let's get some orange bubbles going. Just pulling in the same colors that you're seeing there on the Seahorse and in the background. And I've got small and large ones, and then I want a couple more of these teal ones in the small. And I don't want them on the Seahorse. You could put them on the Seahorse if you wanted to, but I'm not going to because I've already got enough activity going on with him or her. So what I'm doing here is just adding some purple. I just found my purple, and I'm like, yeah, let's throw a few purple ones in there too. You want to let those dry completely before you move on to the next step. So here's how it looks so far. And what I want to do is I'm going to grab my white Posca, my fine point white Posca pen, and I'm just going to add little white highlights all over the bubbles, the ones that I can see. Now the bigger ones, they're getting kind of a little half moon, and the small ones are just getting a little dot. And that's just going to help them stand out and look more like bubbles. And I won't even do all of them. I'll do most of them. That just helps them, again, appear more like bubbles. And then some of my bubbles are still wet, so I'm not going to mess with them. I'm just going to leave them. No problem. And then I'm just going to take a regular pencil, and just on random ones of these, I'm going to just darken that edge, as you can see here. And that's just going to help pull them out a little bit more. Just adding that little shading. And this is just a plain old dollar store mechanical pencil. And the more shading you add, the more depth there is to those bubbles. So he's ready to go. I'm going to glue him down to a card base, and then off camera I'm going to go ahead and choose a sentiment, because I'm never sure what I want to put on these things. I don't typically use sentiments, so you know, because I feel like this is more art than it is greeting card. So, you know, but it's not that hard, you can see, and someone will think that you spent hours and hours, and you didn't. Well, maybe you did. Maybe you took your time. So we'll go ahead and get that glued down to a card base, and there it is, finished. And I'll show some still pictures at the end so you can see it with the sentiment that I chose to put on there. But isn't that shine gorgeous? So again, everything's listed down below. Don't forget to leave us a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing to our channel so that you'll get notified every time someone uploads a new video. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you have a fabulous day. Take care. Bye-bye.